here a week ago in planning and talked about that system. And then we executed on that. That was something that wasn't part of that budget process a year ago. Is that correct?
Yep, and quarterly reports that Steve gives, if you remember right, we just had a meeting was it last week? We had a budget meeting with the quarterly report.
Yeah.
Within that, there are breakouts of various components of budgets to help you, some of them being technology, some of them being those types of different areas in which each budget's broken out to say, here's an example, or here's the snapshot of what's being spent in those. So you have that opportunity to look at that a number of different ways and throughout the year for those identified. So, for example, the reason we're here asking specific requests is because we didn't build this in intentionally because we didn't know when we'd implement and we didn't want to build in the annual budget. So it's a one-time request for now, but that will be impactful and part of my budget presentation next year to say, here's the change because we currently budget for a suite of products that will now budget for this suite of products and that difference and stuff. Similar to what we do across the board.
Over the years, I mean, I don't think I've seen any time where there's been a major change to some software change that they have not come to either in a planning session at some point in time to get your review of what they are looking at doing. I can't recall, I mean, there's some minor things that maybe that are part of an ongoing increase in a fee for software, but it's not any major changes that we're doing. It comes to you either through the budget process, and then even after the budget process, during the year they implement it, they'll also come in and bring it to your attention once again, for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I don't recall anyone.
Especially big conversion projects or big
projects like this that are, you brought basically everything
Yeah.
in with technology. Even though you have it in your budget, you've seen it in that capital equipment budget. All these things that are going on, they still bring them in when it comes time to approval. So, I mean, I think for the most part, these software changes, they've always come in, because they're major changes to what we're doing, so.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, we got a motion and a second. Let's do roll call on this one. Commissioner Lemire?
Aye.
Commissioner Winchell?
Aye.
Commissioner Jelinski?
Aye.
Commissioner Blaine?
Aye.
And Commissioner Wilson, aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lots of work going into it, and I appreciate the support on that. Couple quick updates, if you don't mind. I did send you all an invitation regarding an insurance committee meeting that's coming up. We are currently out for bid and have results back both in the purchasing cooperative that we're a member of and then also individually as an organization. The turnaround time for that is tight. We have to respond and we have to commit moving forward. The Logis group that we're part of, their response, whether or not we continue with the contract and the bid that they presented is mid-July. So I need to work with the bargaining units and the insurance committee that we have. Just as a recap, as a reminder, we have had very good success in working with both of those committee members and the bargaining units when it comes to insurance on an annual basis. And we're able to then respond to the market and we're able to make decisions based upon data that comes in from the prior year, and it's been very successful, but it will have to turn around quick. And so we have some tough decisions to make when it comes to that in this particular renewal. Luckily, they're in the positive in terms of where we're at with cost. Anytime you go out to market, that year typically brings some nice response, and this year isn't any different. So some hard decisions, but some positive ones, but things that will be impactful. So I'd appreciate if you're able to participate in that so everybody's on the same page because of the tight turnaround time that we have. And I sent that invitation out. Hopefully everybody can make it. I did kind of fall in line with the Tuesday meeting, and the staff that needs to respond to that and be a part of that is going to be important also. And then I do have next Friday a meeting with regional administrators and some partners when it comes to discussing ARP options and whether or not there's some collaboration and some different things that we can work on and who can assist with some of those. I envision in the next shorter period, when I say shorter, probably coming weeks, that we would get together for kind of general priority type discussions. If you recall back when we had those CARES dollars and you guys kind of set higher level priorities on where you're thinking we need to further develop ideas or where you're thinking these funds in general ought to at least be possibly explored or initiatives that could possibly be explored. I think some high level direction from you gives gives me and staff the ability to kind of dive a little deeper to get you more information on that as we move forward. And so it's a long time period, but yet that stuff comes up pretty quick. And so I think we'll work in the next month or so. I think getting this conversion wrapped up and well, out the door, so to speak, or in a normal operation is going to be the next few weeks. And then after that, this is going to be my number one priority, to start getting some direction formulated on that. And then, of course, your assistance, your guidance on that is crucial in making that stuff happen. But more to come on that.
When do you plan on getting together and discussing priorities?
I would envision probably sometime in end of June, end of June
okay.
at the earliest, just because I want to get this project
I thought I
done.
heard you say next week.
Nope, in the coming weeks, sometime in the coming weeks, sorry, is what June at the earliest. I'd like
Thank you.
I said, next Friday to meet and kind of get some ideas and get some information to you and from you as a result. Anything else for me? I did, just as a side note with that ARP, I was the one, by default, who was lucky enough to get selected to submit all of their information and work with the federal government on getting that set up so Morrison County can receive that. It's quite the intensive process that we figured out, and a lot of verification. So luckily I must have passed the test, and they're able to work with Morrison County, and we'll get that process rolling. And so that work is being done, and so we're not missing any timelines or anything with that. And then we have the tough job of really setting priorities, and you guys are going to spearhead that as we move forward. Anything else for me?
Nope. Okay, we've got calendars. What are we looking at for dates?
3 weeks, you have 2 planning sessions in a row. So we're going from May 23rd all the way through June 11th.
Okay, Commissioner Blaine, would you mind starting us out?
So on Tuesday, May 25th, we have a county planning session at 8:30. And I believe that evening, we would have a Planning Commission, Board of Adjustments meeting at 6 PM. And I'm gonna assume that meeting will still yet be virtual, offered virtual?
Yes, I believe Amy's working with that group in terms of getting comfort level and getting that transitioned, but haven't seen the specifics on that. And you guys may know more, you attend those regularly, has that been
Amy's
discussed?
intent is to continue to have them available, to continue to have them virtually when the day is that everybody is gonna be in one room. I don't know the answer to that. But I think that even after everybody's in person, that's still gonna be offered, I think.
Especially for applicants. I think she's found that to be a nice advantageous way. So whether there's a commingling mix, kind of what we did today, of the ability to have applicants be represented virtually, so the travel time is less, I think for sure has been a learned advantage to this. But as far as the actual BOA members and local response to that, I think is still being worked out as to what their comfort level is.
Discussion has started, though. Like
Yes.
Commissioner Blaine said, that she is talking about coming back into person.
I'd really like it if the board was here. If you have applicants that that live far away and want access and utilize technology, or us as commissioners want to continue to jump on that meeting from our basement, we can do that. But so much with that. The 27th, Thursday, the 27th, is that evening, I have a Region 5 Development Commission Board meeting. That's our annual meeting, and that's going to be at a location I can't tell you about right now, but I'll try and find that and text that to you, the location, because I believe they're having a dinner.
It's not that it's top secret.
No, it's, I'll say 6 o'clock. I'll double check that. I got caught off guard with that, I apologize. On Tuesday, the 1st, would that be a planning session then? You said we're having 2 planning sessions in a row? So Tuesday at 8:30, planning session.
And that's that insurance committee meeting following. I scheduled it at 10:30, hoping the timing works. It's always kind of a guess.
10:30 insurance meeting.
And that we can't start early, just as an FYI, because I have like 20, 25 other people invited also. But I'm hoping we don't run late in the planning session, so that's what we're doing.
On Friday, June 4th, we have a Public Works meeting at Public Works Planning meeting at 8:30. On Tuesday, June 8th, we would have a 9 o'clock board meeting. And I'm going to say, I'm going to assume that I don't have my sheet in front of me, I'm sorry. Either the 1st or the 8th is going to, would be, the 1st then would be the Planning Commission Board of Adjustments meeting, or not? How is that gonna fall?
That's correct.
Is it the 1st? I just seen, my sheets in my bag. So we'll say that, on June 1st at 6 PM, BOA Planning Commission. That's all I can contribute, I think, Mr. Chair, right now.
Okay. I've got, on the 28th, I've got Mississippi Headwaters, and that, it's at 9 o'clock, and that'll be virtual right now yet. And on June 3rd, is it CTC with
Yes.
Staubers?
Yes.
Okay, there's a
Just
meeting.
a small group of us, they're just having a small group regarding broadband specifically. So not a large public effort by any means, but just with their service area representatives, and a rep called me and I had asked Commissioner Wilson and Commissioner Jelinski, given their interest that you had indicated at one point in time, to participate in that, if you can. At CTC,
It's in Brainerd, right?
yes.
Okay, Commissioner Lemire.
May 24th, HRA, 9 o'clock. In person, yep. The 3rd, I have a District 1 Township Ag zoning meeting. It says here in the boardroom, but it might be virtual, I don't really know. Did you get the department head meeting on the 9th? Did anyone get that? And then that's it.
Okay, Commissioner Wincher.
On Friday, I gotta go back, excuse me. Friday, the 28th, I have soil and water. That's gonna be here at 8 o'clock in the morning in the boardroom. And then on the 10th, I have my District 3 meeting here with the townships, and that'll be at 6 PM here at the board meeting. And that's for the discussion of the rezones for each of the townships.
Okay,
And that'll do her.
Commissioner Jelinski.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On Monday, the 24th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at the Government Center, there's a Paycom training. On the 27th at 12:30 in the afternoon, I've got a State Emergency Communications Board meeting. To the best of my knowledge, that's virtual. On the 3rd of May at 10 o'clock in the morning, I've got a Legislative Committee meeting. On that same day, I'm intending on participating with CTC in that broadband discussion. However, there's a strong possibility that I will be on a federal 911 task force, and that first meeting is scheduled, I believe, for that day also, although I don't have anything hard on that as of yet. On the 7th of June, I believe there is an AMC Spring District 5 meeting, which is going to be held in Mille Lacs County.
No, I think that's not until.
Do I have that wrong?
Yeah, I think that's,
I was gonna say, when is that?
that's the 14th Monday. You're talking one in Mille Lacs?
Of June, Randy?
Thank you, that's changed. It was, I'm sorry, scratch that. Thank you, Commissioner, you're 100% correct. On June 7th at 6:30 PM, I've got a Morrison County Public Safety meeting. Could be virtual or it could be here at the Government Center. On the 8th of June at 12 o'clock, I've got a Toward Zero Death meeting. Could be virtual or it could be here at the Government Center. On the 9th at 11 o'clock in the morning, I have a Central Minnesota Emergency Services Board Executive Committee meeting. And at 1 o'clock, the full board meets. On Friday, the 11th, at 10 o'clock in the morning, I've got a Emergency Services Board RAC meeting. I believe that's going to be virtual. And I think that's everything for me. Thank you.
Was there a trail meeting on the 10th?
Oh, yeah, there will be.
Do you know location?
It's at City Hall.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, if you haven't signed up, if you saw that email that went out on the intranet, I kind of have it up right here on the screen regarding Paycom Training 4. Employees, you will have access also. You don't have a time card, so time and attendance won't happen, but that's where you'll get your pay stub information. That's where you'll verify and identify benefits. That's where you'll have access to. And so your involvement in one of those training sessions is going to be important with that. So if you're able to let us know when you'll be there or show up, we've had staff definitely sign up and enroll in those trainings so we know what to expect. We have, it's kind of twofold. You certainly can attend here, similar to what we did with the manager rally, in which we had Christina present, or the trainer from Paycom. Otherwise, you can log in and do it remotely. Also, your device, both cell phone or laptop or computer is important, I think, during those trainings. Or not, I think, I know, because it'll go through that process. You'll get your login information sent to you, so make sure you're paying attention to that. You'll have to go in, you'll have to sign in, you'll have to verify that information, similar to if you start logging in at a bank, right? You know, we have all this personal private data that we need to make sure we're verifying and doing all of that with. It's that initial setup, and then it'll be accessible, similar to you have probably accessible a million other things on your personal life that you deal with when it comes to information that's housed and available through a computer. So
this opportunity on Monday, May 24th, either at 10:30 or 2 o'clock, so how long are we looking at? Is this an hour meeting, is it a 2-hour meeting, is it
they typically
1
look at
minute?
45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Depends on the questions. We usually schedule an hour of availability depending upon how many staff questions they have. On Tuesday, we're specifically dealing with sheriff's office employees. They have a few unique nuances when it comes to time entry, and so we'll schedule those, some early, some late. Public Works on Wednesday, that's actually, I just noticed that typo there, it's 7 a.m. that we're out there with their staff. And then otherwise, we have some opportunity on Thursday also. So,
Did you mail us that, or did?
oh, well,
Here it is.
yep.
It was Tabitha. That's right.
Tabitha followed up in addition to the intranet post emails you get. This, I think Tabitha specifically followed up and was
So
asking.
give me those times again on Monday, or, yeah.
If you look on that screen right there, it has 10:30 and 2
10:30 and 2, Randy.
24th.
on Monday. Or,
That's next Monday.
yep,
or this
Wednesday,
coming
7 a.m. or 9, or Thursday at 2. And this is just the employee training. We have numerous supervisor training that if you want to participate in one
Yes,
of those.
May 24th.
You said 10:30 and 2, right?
10:30 put me down, Tabitha.
That's what you said, right? I
Yep,
thought
yep,
you said
yep.
7 for some odd reason,
You
that's
said
why.
no
That's
more than an
Wednesday.
hour.
Well, depending on questions that are there.
Tabitha, I'll be there too on,
Is that here,
Yes.
in this room?
Yep, if you would want to choose to participate here in this room, yes.
Okay, I'll do that 10:30 in the morning on Monday.
I don't know.
Then we're done with it.
Yep, get it out of the way.
And again, your devices,
Bring your
Yep.
computer.
Can I do that one?
Oh, bring this
Looks like
thing
there's
here?
only
bring
two.
that, bring your
2
phone
o'clock.
if you want to access it.
27th?
There's a nice,
Yeah.
app on your phone that if you access, you'll be able to see that.
But this is something that we're gonna have to go in and access every 2 weeks, so we get
Oh.
paycheck, or is it?
You don't have to access it to get your paycheck, but this is how you would get the information that
Can't make that either, Tab.
you enroll in benefits this way, and you will through this app and through this program. Eventually, your expense reimbursements and your expense
well, I
management
can
will
if I
be
take
through
off
this
work,
app
so
and
that's
through
what I'll have
this
to find out.
system, and it'll be quite slick once you're used to that,
can do
instead
it
of the paper
Tuesday.
form that you fill out right now.
The deputies.
Insurance.
Insurance information,
Health
all of that,
insurance,
yep.
We'll do that, we won't come in here, I won't,
Well-
Michelle come bug you.
Well,
Yeah,
you,
maybe.
yes,
I think you'll
Yep,
see.
yep.
We'll do it online.
yeah.
Okay,
I'll do the old fashioned.
so,
Is, the 25th a special type training, or?
The 25th really is concentrating on the sheriff's office staff, and a lot of it will be time and attendance that you wouldn't have, I don't know,
Okay,
it
I'll figure something, I'll
wouldn't
let
have
you know.
access to. I mean, it'd be better than nothing, because it'll show you what that access is, if that's all that's available, Mike.
Okay. Is the public works one different too then?
7
Yeah.
AM, they won't have time and attendance, which would be more related to what you would be
Okay.
having access to, but 7 AM, it's not 6, it's 7 on that Wednesday. It's a typo right there.
I'll fix-
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Sorry. Yes.
Second.
We got a motion by Commissioner Jelinski, seconded by Commissioner Blaine. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor to adjourn, say aye. Aye. We're done.
Yeah.